make every shot easier for you. Any player of any level can do. It's going to help you, and you're going to love it. How did that not go in? All right, we're on the tee. It's time for the tee shot. It's time for El Jefe, the big chief. It's time to really clobber one. I want to warn you about something, and it's a phenomenon that happens to the best players in the world and players of all ability levels. You start hitting the ball good. Now, how could that possibly be bad? When you start hitting the ball good, especially on the tee, there's something that starts to sneak into you, and it's this feeling of power, the feeling that you're invincible, and that begins to show in the width of your stance. Little by little, you will notice as players get up to the tee, they start to get more and more of this set, and the stance becomes wide. That is when you need to start worrying. As the stance gets wide, your ability to hit shots straight and powerful, which is what we're looking for, seems to go away magically overnight. So how do we become aware of stance width, and what do we know the best stance width is? Well, it's a stance width that hits the ball accurate and with a lot of distance. Now, if we think about this logically, if we keep our feet together, it kind of controls the swing, the length of the swing. That probably lends itself to more accuracy. As the stance gets wider, it provides a little extra punch. Is it Goldilocks? Is it somewhere in between? Very simply, what I'd like you to do is hit a couple of drivers with your feet just inside shoulder width, then at shoulder width, and then a little bit outside shoulder width. As you get to that wider stance, I'm going to tell you, you're going to hit a phenomenon where you go, that wasn't quite as solid. Back that up a notch, and then you have found your stance width. Now, more importantly, what happens when you get to that long par 5 or that short par 4 and you really want to clobber one? That's when we need to know how a wider stance will work. It's been my experience with the best players and players of all levels that a wide stance that does not work too good tends to look like this. The feet are wide. What I want to point out is how far outside the right shoulder, the right foot is. If we are really going to load on this shot, we're going to have to move a lot. It doesn't take much to realize as soon as we do that, we're probably not going to be as accurate as we want to be. You might also notice as the leg gets over here, if we don't move at the top of the swing, my weight's all on my left side. So when I go to hit this, my weight's going to move backwards, and I can tell you that moving backwards is not going to help the ball go forwards. So this stance I call wide right. Now, as an FSU and a Buffalo Bills fan, it hurts me to say those two words together. I want you to do correct right. This is the way that looks. You're going to take your right shoulder and your right shoe, and when you set up, you're going to move them together. Now we have our shoulders over our hips, over our knees, and our feet are a little wider, so that when I go back, I'm loaded up and I'm behind the ball, and I can add a little extra punch as I swing through. The way to hit it a long way is to hit the ball with some force. Way above my pay grade, that is mass times velocity. I can't swing the club at the miles per hour that the college kids or the tour players are, and I'm guessing most of you can't either. So we have to do something with our mass. We have to help that add into the impact at the bottom. So the wider stance and the long drive becomes one where the right shoulder and the right shoe move together. Now I'm loaded up behind the ball, and I can add some extra pop into that tee shot. I want to provide one last little bit of information, warning, help, whatever you want to call it. When you're playing good, and this is especially for the good players, when you make that turn onto the back 9 holes, at the very worst, make your practice swing with your feet closer together. I promise you, it's a phenomenon. As good as you feel about your game, that stance is going to get a little wider. Right shoulder, right shoe, they're a team, and they're a team that's going to help you and your drives.